Donte, how are you? Hope everyone's well. This is the post-draft show. Look who I have. I got Peyton. I miss Peyton. There's my man. There's number 18. So anyways, I'm such a nerd. It's Saturday morning. I'm filming the show today because I had technical difficulties trying to do Skype interviews, but blah, 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 blah. So I just miss football so much, and I miss Peyton Manning, and I miss everyone. So I've been watching the Packers-Broncos game. I'm such a nerd. Full-on nerd. I'm really a nerd. And then last night I was at Apple Workshop. I mean, oh God, I'm such a nerd. Anyways, nerd Donte. But who cares? I love my Broncos. It makes me happy. I recorded all these games, and I love it. So, anyways, you guys, this is the poster that my brother really wanted, the Peyton Manning print, which has the Super Bowl 50 on the other side. And I was like, no. But I brought him the Brandon Marshall one. And it has Super Bowl 50 on one side. See? Super Bowl 50. And then CJ. And this is the one I'm giving away. And guess what? I have the winner. So it was really fun. I went to Denver. I love being in Broncos country. It's amazing. And you guys will not believe what happened. So I'm always on the lookout. I've noticed everyone. So on my return trip from Denver back to LA, I was in TSA pre-check, and I saw this big guy, and I saw tattoos coming up. I'm like, I bet it's a Bronco player. So I went up right on the side of him. I was TSA pre-check too, and guess who it was? It was DeMarcus Ware. DeMarcus effing Ware. I was so excited. My mom was right next to me. I had my little dog Vesper with me. She's a service dog, so she gets to travel with me. And it was so amazing. So I go up to, I didn't want people to like, first of all, I didn't want to freak out, even though I was inside, but I also didn't want people to recognize him. Like, I didn't want to make a scene. So I went up to I was right next to him in line, and I kind of whispered. I said, hi, DeMarcus. Like, I literally said it like that, like in a whisper. Hi, DeMarcus. He goes, hi. I go, I'm a really big Broncos fan. Duh. I bet everyone says that. Donte, that's such a clever thing to say to DeMarcus Ware. But anyways, I said, I'm a really big Broncos fan. I live in LA, but I rep my Broncos. And he goes, oh, yeah. And he was really nice. And then I said, well, I love what you said, that you're here to win championships and not money, and play for money, not championships. I love that. And I said, my brother has season tickets, and we were watching the Broncos app last night, and we were watching you like teach Shane Ray stuff. And he goes, yeah, I was teaching Shane Ray. Anyways, he has a really nice smile, and he was sweet. And I said, can I get a picture with you when we get through the TSA? And he said, sure. But we just had to make it low key. He didn't want to get recognized. So when he went through, I said, here. And then we just did a quick couple pics. I said, well, you hold it. You have longer arms than me. And he just did it. Of course, I look awful in the picture, and here's the picture. I look ugly. It's like bad angle, bad lighting. I need to get a highlight. I got roots. I got Italian bags because I'm Sicilian. So the older I get, the more my bags become prevalent. But it's from my grandma. So I love my grandma. So I'll just accept the bags. But literally, it always happens to me where I meet someone important when I look like hell. So it was like early morning flight. I just rolled out of bed, put my little pants on, brushed my hair. It was dirty. And then, my nephew cried when I left, and so it made me cry, so I just got done crying, and you know how we women look after we cry. It's like, ugh. So, not that DeMarcus cares. He doesn't care what I look like, but I care what I look like, because if I have my first picture with a Bronco and I look like this. Anyways, y'all know I'm sort of cute sometimes, so that's okay. So I was so excited. It was so much fun. And then he just kind of winked. He just kind of went like this. And I really wanted to say more stuff. So anyways, I tweeted it, and my picture, the tweet went crazy all over everyone's timeline. But everyone's like, and these are guys, my Twitter fam, they're like, didn't you freak out? I would have freaked out. And I said, I wanted to freak out. I wanted to scream and be like, DeMarcus, do you know how many times I watch a Broncos game during the season? I watch it like 4 times in a row. And I've cried. And I've had heart palpitations, and I've had sleepless nights when you've lost. I mean, he didn't even realize what a fan I was, but I did say my Twitter handle, and he seemed to recognize it. He doesn't follow me, but I do tweet to them a lot. So, anyways, thanks to Marcus for being being such a gentleman. It was so sweet. So anyways, you guys, I've been working with Skype, trying to do Skype interviews so that when we kick off the season in late August, early September, that I'm going to incorporate interviews from you guys and my Twitter family and Broncos fans so we can have interviews now in the shows. So I've been, Kanard Williams, who I'm sure a lot of you follow on Twitter, he is so amazing. He's like a wealth of information in the NFL. He really studies it. He really knows it. He's a handsome guy with a great voice, and I can just see him on the radio or on the show because he just has that look and voice and the knowledge. So he was so sweet to go through all these technical difficulties. We first tried to video it, and I videotaped the interview via Skype, and then the audio wasn't picked up, so I have to download another app. It's all confusing. I'm not that technically great. I kind of am, but not really. So I end up just redoing the interview, and we just recorded the audio. So I'm going to play that in a second, the interview. And he talks about the post-draft, how the Broncos did, and about Paxton Lynch. But anyways, first I want to announce the winner to my contest who won the CJ Anderson. Hi, CJ. Isn't he cute? CJ tweeted to me. Chris Harris retweeted my tweet today. This week, I met DeMarcus Ware, Chris Harris retweeted my tweet, Kayvon Webster did, and CJ talked to me, and Emmanuel Sanders liked the tweet. So I had a great Broncos week. But anyways, I have a winner. You can either have Super Bowl 50 or you can have CJ. CJ! I love CJ. So the winner of the SB 50 print, and by the way, no one can get this because my girlfriend works for the NFL and she took them from the set, so you can't even buy these. So the winner of the Super Bowl 50 print is a great follower. He subscribes to my channel. So if you guys want to win great swag during my shows and in the season, you have to subscribe to the channel because only people that subscribe to my First Down with Donte channel are entered to win in the contest. So make sure you subscribe, First Down with Donte. Just click the link in my bio on my Twitter. So anyways, he subscribes to my show. He watches every show. He comments on every show. And he's an awesome, great guy, great follower of First Down with Donte. And the winner is Jeremy Nichols. Jeremy, you're the winner. You won the Super Bowl 50 poster. You lucky guy. You lucky. So Jeremy, thanks for being such a great fan. I think I've had the show and the Twitter handle up for 7 months. It's new, and he's always followed and been active in the community. So I really appreciate Jeremy. I have to buy a special tube for that print and mail it to you. So DM me your address. So thanks, Jeremy, and congrats on the print. So you guys don't worry, I'll have more swag. So just, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Anyways, I want to play the interview for you right now with Kanard Williams. I call him K. And enjoyed. He's so knowledgeable about everything. So here's I'm going to play the audio and just have his picture up. So here's Kanard, the interview I conducted with Kanard this week. Hey guys, I'm here with Kanard Williams. I'm sure a lot of you guys follow him on Twitter. He's like the know-all of NFL. I call him K, my brother K. My brother from another mother. But anyways, we're so delighted that Kay took the time to join First Down with Donte and talk about, post-draft things. And so, hey, Kay, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Donte?
Oh, good. Thank you for joining us. Kay is so funny. He always tells me he watches film like all night, and his wife's like, honey, get to bed. But, this guy loves football. He knows so much, and he foreshadowed and knew that all along that we were going to get Paxton Lynch and that Paxton was the perfect fit. So, Kay, tell us about, take us back when, we lost Brock and you knew, like, you were one of the first people on Twitter, to always be behind Paxton, and you just knew it was the right fit. So how did you come to that, hypothesis?
Well, just in studying quarterbacks that were going to be coming out in the draft, the hype on Paxton Lynch is actually about a year and a half old. And at one point, Todd McShay from ESPN had him as the number one ranked quarterback on his board, and I started watching him, and I remembered something that Elway said. He said, "Well, if he was going to build a quarterback, he would obviously want one who was more like himself." And just in looking at Paxton Lynch, I mean, it was obvious to me that this was the guy. I mean, besides the fact that he's got great size at 6'7", 245 pounds, he's extremely athletic, very mobile. Not just a scrambler, but also someone who was able to pick up yards. They did a lot of different things with him in the Memphis offense. That was some zone reads, so you would see him running the ball, but mostly his ability to be able to throw the ball downfield, be able to throw from different platforms. And I just knew that early on, this was the guy most likely that the Broncos would target in the 2015 draft or 2016 draft.
Oh, wow. Now, why did you know, like you knew that it was going to drop and that we would get him? Because, all the other teams, I remember seeing like discussions on Twitter, no, the Browns are going to take them. And you said, no, the Browns won't take them. Like, you knew that all these teams, like the Jets, you remember all these teams that they said that we're going to take Paxton before Broncos?
Right.
But you always said, nope, they're not going to take him. Tell us about how you, like the Browns especially and the Jets, because I remember you saying, you always, or the 49ers too, you always had really good reasons why. So share with the audience what your thoughts were on that, why the other teams didn't take him. You knew it was going to drop to us.
Right. Well, just looking at the different situations, I mean, forecasting these things is more about knowing not just the quarterback situations, but the organizations themselves and the situation that they're in. I knew from the point that the Browns signed RG3, putting him together with Hugh Jackson, that there was no way that they were going to choose a quarterback at number 2, that they were either going to be drafting who I thought was the best player available, which was Jalen Ramsey, or the left tackle Tunsil, who ended up falling in the draft.
Yeah.
Or they were going to be trading out of that position, just because you don't bring RG3 in to go into exactly the same situation that he was in Washington. It doesn't make any sense. RG3, just like Colin Kaepernick, he's a certain kind of quarterback that you have to live and die with him. And when you have situations like that, you have to support them. So I knew that there was no way that they were going to bring in a quarterback who could essentially supplant RG3 right away. So Cleveland was a no.
Yeah.
I knew that because of the San Francisco situation, if Colin Kaepernick was not willing to take a pay cut, that most likely was not going to happen, and that if he stays in San Francisco, it's the same situation. You're going to have to put the players around him, so there's no way that you're going to choose a quarterback when a better talent, say like DeForest Buckner, who actually ended up going to San Francisco, was going to be on the board. As far as teams like the Jets and Buffalo, there was absolutely no way that they could be able to go into a season with a rookie quarterback as their number 1 draft pick when Tom Brady most likely was going to be suspended for the first 4 games of the season. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that
and
was
so
really
I knew
great.
that wasn't happening.
Yeah, that was great.
Situations like in New Orleans, where you've got Drew Brees, people speculated that they would choose Paxton Lynch. Well, no, that's not what happens, especially when Drew Brees threw for just short of 5,000 yards last year. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to support him also. And so they end up going with an offensive player in the draft. So I just knew that the chances were that Paxton Lynch was not going to go in the top 10. He was not going to go to the Jets, and he was not going to go to Buffalo. So once you get into that mid-20s range, that's about where Elway likes to strike. Elway, he moved up last year to into the mid-20s to be able to get Shane Ray.
Yeah.
And I'd always speculated that once Paxton got to that range, you would probably see Elway make a deal, and that's exactly what happened.
Wow, you were right on. I love it. You were in it, and I remember it fell when we last week at getting Paxton Lynch fell on your birthday.
Yes.
Awesome
The draft goes
gift.
right around my birthday, and The two biggest presents that I've ever gotten were in 1983 when John Elway fell actually was traded to the Broncos. I would have been hoping for that to happen, and now Paxton Lynch, and so I'm very, very, very happy about us being able to call this young man the next quarterback for the Denver Broncos for the next hopefully for his entire career.
Wow. And so you're saying right now, you're calling it that he'll start against the Panthers on that Thursday night opening game?
You know what? I am not calling at this moment that he is going to start against the Panthers. I will say I have always believed that because of the simplicity of the offense, Kubiak's ability to work with young quarterbacks, I believe that it's very possible that he could start. I do believe that he will start this year. If not game 1, I think that by no later than game 6, Paxton Lynch will fully be the starting quarterback of the Denver Broncos and will lead them the rest of the way. And I believe that they will win. That they will win with Paxton Lynch.
Oh, what's game 6?
The 6th game of the season, I'd have to go down the list, but I'm thinking it's going to be the one against Atlanta. I could be wrong. I don't have it in front of me, but I believe that by the 6th game of the season, I fully expect that Paxton Lynch will be the starting quarterback of the Denver Broncos.
So do you think that do you think we have a good chance of going to the Super Bowl again?
Absolutely. If you keep in mind, the Denver Broncos were 14-point underdogs. They ended up beating the 17-1 Carolina Panthers by 14 with essentially no quarterback. Yeah. I mean, and nothing against Peyton Manning, but his stats, in the Super Bowl were second only to Ben Roethlisberger's in his first Super Bowl. So it's not like they had a lot of great play from the quarterback position. So the bar is set extremely low. I think for the season, the Broncos average probably less than, or right at around 60% completion percentage for the entire 2015 season. So Paxton Lynch, as a senior, averaged over 68%. So if he is able to get close to that, the Broncos will have an improvement at the quarterback position.
Is not Kanard amazing? Thanks, Kanard, once again for being our guinea pig in our first interview on First Down with Donte. Thanks for being patient. So, you guys, hope you have a great week. It'll be fun. I'm not sure what's going on. I know they did, Paxton Lynch had his first practice as a Bronco, and all the rookies get to meet the Broncos Monday. So that's a big deal for them. So we'll see what happens. I might do a show next week depending on the content or things that happen during the NFL, if there's things to talk about. Otherwise, I'll be doing like 2 to 3 a month until the season kicks back off. And then obviously I go back to doing 1 a week. But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Remember, spread kindness. 1 act of kindness a day makes the world a better place. We all want to be kind to one another. So make sure you guys do that. Thanks. Love you guys.